What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I've got 5 very particular cheap fragrances that I want to discuss in this video. One in particular that I featured in one of my house ranking videos that I just wore and gave me the idea to discuss not only that fragrance, but a few others in the same vein that are some cheap fragrances that offer superior freshness. These are crazy good fresh for the hot weather because most of us still got plenty hot weather as we're just in the beginning of August. So let's talk about these 5. Stay tuned. Starting with the fragrance that generated the topic from Hugo Boss. This is Hugo Now. You can still find this one in the sub $50 price point for a 125 ml. This is a 75 ml, so you can find this one even cheaper. This one is a minty aquatic, is the easiest way to look at this one. Now it's that synthetic kind of almost toothpaste-like mint, but with the kind of salty aquatic note that they have here, it doesn't really come across that way. It's very green while still being super light blue and oceanic at the same time. Minty musk, salty, breezy, airy, a little bit of citrus. Solid stuff. Decent performer, 5-6 hours. Nothing crazy in longevity. Honestly, none of these are all that wild in performance. Most of them are, slightly below average to average range, but for the money, they're super enjoyable. They're great on a hot summer's day. I don't know what more you can ask for. Hugo Now. This next one has been this year's rack store darling. You can find it online for a really good price, but you can get it in the mid to low $20 price point for a 125 ml. In these rack stores, Burlington's, Ross Dress for Less, places like that, they're popping up. It's Tommy Hilfiger's Tommy Vibrant Summer. A beautiful coconut, watery, kind of musky green fragrance. People keep wanting to put it in the family of Le Beau. That's fair. Doesn't smell exactly like Le Beau from Jean Paul Gaultier, but I get where they're coming from because it's more of a coconut water than a sunscreen type of thing. Very tropical, citric at the top. It's not a super sweet fragrance. It's not loaded with powder. Average performer at best, like a 5-hour fragrance. But man, this is one of those rare occasions where when I got my hands on this, because it was heavily recommended to me, I was like, you know what? You see this one out there? Just buy it. Roll the dice. This is one of those blind buy worthy, just dice roll cheap fragrances. You can get it for around the same price. I forgot what it's going for online. Check the link below. If not, get out to your rack stores. They're still popping up. I still see people picking them up. It's been the thing this year. This is the cheap hidden gem rack store darling, the summer flanker for this year that went straight to rack stores. Some really good stuff. If you like the coconut water, citrus kind of tropical vibe, you're going to want to get your hands on Tommy Vibrant Summer. One of my personal favorites that actually smells like a Le Beau flanker. This is like Le Beau Le Parfum with its own kind of twist, because instead of bergamot, it's orange. Instead of iris, it's sage and lavender, but still has coconut, still has sweet and powdery tonka bean. Not as scratchy and synthetic smelling, still synthetic. But honestly, it doesn't smell as synthetic as Le Beau Le Parfum. It's Mandarin Duck, Vida, Loca. This is a very popular cheapie on this fragrance in the summertime. Spent a decent amount of time with it last summer. Not as much this year. I've worn it a few times, though. I just love, man, this is, let me give it a little spritz. This is so good. So good. So good. Orange, mandarin orange, coconut, tonka bean. It's a little aquatic. Super tropical by the beach kind of vibes. This one I do get around 6 hours out of. This is an average performer on my skin. This one, the last couple of times I looked at fragrance buy, was in the sub $30 price point. So this just continued to get cheaper and stock has become more readily available. I'm not sure if it's currently in stock, but the last several times I looked, it was over the last month to 2 months. So definitely check the link down below if you're interested in a very, very, very good alternative to Le Beau Le Parfum. Without being a one-to-one copy, it definitely smells similar to, with a couple substitutes to kind of make it its own thing, but not completely its own thing. It's Mandarin Duck, Vida, Loca. Speaking of orange, this is such a fresh aldehydic orange, fizzy, bright, fresh, kind of a little on the sweet, juicy side when it comes to the way the orange comes across. It is Tous Man Sport. This thing gets forgotten. I myself haven't wore it in quite a while, but this is my favorite of the Tous fragrances. We're gonna Give a little spritz of that one on the other hand. You know, I try not to just spray a bunch of fragrances on skin when I do these videos, but some of them just get me so excited. It's like, I don't just want to smell it in the air. I want to smell it coming off of skin. Soapy, juicy, slightly sweet orange, fizzy, bright aldehydes. So good. $20 to $30 fragrance for 100 ml. You can't go wrong. These Tous Man fragrances are very affordable. Tous Man Chill's pretty good, the green bottle, but I prefer the Sport. You gotta like soapy though. It is definitely on the soapy side, but those aldehydes shine here. Soapy lavender smell, and like I said, a lot of orange. If you like orange citrus, you'll definitely like this. Kind of falls in that 4 to 6 hour range. It's kind of all over the place every time I've ever sprayed it on skin. It can be 4, it can be 5, it could be 6 hours. Could be anosmia. Might actually be stronger than that. My nose is just wearing out. That's typically the case most of the time for most people when they think something's really weak, and 4 to 6 hours is not really weak. An hour to 2 hours would be really weak. This is, you know, anywhere from average to below average in longevity for me personally. It's around $25 from what I paid for it. I'm not sure what current going rate is, but it's definitely worth looking into. It's Tous Man Sport. And last but not least, I kind of saved the most hyped for last. This is kind of a poster child for this particular topic. I recently rebought it because I got to the bottom of my 1 ounce bottle. Finally got around to, after all these years of holding on to that little bit of juice, bought a 100 ml. It's most notable for being a great affordable alternative to Invictus Aqua 2016 and now Aqua 2024, because they are the same fragrance. MBL Legends Spirit. Wildly popular, super hyped cheapie over the years. Beautiful, juicy grapefruit, aquatic, musky, oceanic. Very, very fresh water, more so than salt water. Doesn't have the powderiness of an Invictus Aqua, not on me anyways. A little bit of a driftwood smell to it. Actually a decent performer too. 6-7 hours in longevity on my skin. Probably the best performer of the bunch here. You can technically call it a 6 to 8 hour range is what I've always gotten from it. Some may get more, some may get less. Some may get the same as me, but man, this is kind of a must-have in a collection. This is, if you just get one kind of citrus aquatic fragrance, that one superior fresh fragrance to add to your collection, you don't want to really get a bunch of them. Most people love fresh and have more than just one though. But if you're just looking for one, this is probably the one that would be the safest play of them all. Highly complimented stuff in my experience. Seems to be the experience for a lot of others as well. You really can't go wrong here. I would highly encourage trying this one. Any Ultas, Sephoras, whoever carries Mont Blanc fragrances, they're gonna have testers. This has been around for several years at this point. It's super, super popular. You can find it all over the place. And then 100 mLs you can find anywhere from $30 to $40 from discounters online. This is real bang for your buck right here with superior freshness. It's Mont Blanc Legends Spirit. A quick 5 for you guys that I wanted to discuss. Like I said, I wore this, was it 2 nights ago? Yeah, 2 nights ago, and it gave me the idea. We haven't talked about a very specific cheap fresh fragrance topic in a while, so I picked out 5 of my current absolute favorites. I said, let's talk about them. So here we are. We had the discussion. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on all notifications before you leave this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one.